Namaste. Greetings to all of you. To be at the ashram in the month of September or October is like trying to be in a place where heaven descended on earth actually. In the morning when we walk around the place is full of mist with lot of chill air, and right now as I stand here also I feel a lot of drizzles and cool sensations here. This place has been created so uniquely by Master Choa for the benefit and welfare of practitioners of Arhatic yoga throughout the world. This is the only known Arhatic yoga ashram exclusively for practitioners of Arhatic yoga. So to be in a place like this, which is energized and empowered by the teacher by itself, is a gift on its own actually. And today as I stand here on 2022, among the few lucky people who were there in 2003 when Grandmaster initiated this ashram, and to continue to come for the ashram every year, I'll be one of the few people who have done this actually. And it is a real joy because every time we come to the ashram, based on the light provided by our teacher, based on the energy that he anchored for people of the planet Earth, this place is not just for people in Mumbai or Pune or people of India. This is for every Arhatic yoga practitioners throughout the world. Not only for the practitioners of the world, in terms of people who meditate, but also for people who are from the masses. So these Arhatic yogis who are wonderful healers, they get empowered through the ashram, and through these wonderful people, many healings of magic and miracle happen to masses. So it is a place which radiates so much of love, joy and healing to the people of the world. To be associated with this place, to live in this place, to get benefited by this place is lifetimes of karma, good karma for me and my family. So here we are in the ashram. We are in front of the level 2 meditation hall, which is for Arhatic yoga practitioners. Up front, in front of me is a level 3 unit. This unique level 3 meditation hall was designed and perfected by Master Choa. It is meant to have about 96 Arhatic level 3 practitioners to meditate in a time. And this place is so beautifully designed in such a way that each practitioner will have a pyramid on top of the head, and there's a point directly below the pyramid where the practitioners can sit, and these points are empowered and energized and aligned by teacher Master Choa. During the time when this ashram level 3 meditation hall was being constructed, we were there. I was also there. So I was one of the participants where Master wanted to experiment with. He wanted me to stand under the pyramid, and then there's a red dot below where we stand above the red dot, and above our head is the pyramid, and then he wanted us to just come and stand next to that stand just below the pyramid and above the point. The teacher wanted to give and share what happened. When with the teacher's presence around at the time, and then standing around the pyramid where he energized that spot, that was like making our crown get so activated, the spiritual cord making it bigger and thicker. Almost like we could see a beam of light immediately descend without any invocation, without any prayers to be made. Just standing under the pyramid brings the alignment, brings the spiritual light into our crown, and then roots it down into the earth. It's almost like the practitioner becomes like a pillar of light sitting under it. And to practice Arhatic yoga level 3 under such empowered meditation hall, I have to say this is the blessings of greatest order. So that hall is for the future magic miraculous healers to be produced through this ashram and through this organization called World Pranic Healing Foundation and Institute of Inner Studies. We have a very huge dining hall and an amazingly well-kept admin, plus about fantastic units for people to stay around. The whole event, the structure called the ashram, which is right now covering more than about 100 acres, is among the mountains and valleys. Um, to say this is a joy, but I would ask every person who has learned Arhatic Yoga to come here and experience the sweetness and joy of this place. And this ashram has seasons. Like when you come in August, there's rain pouring down and then it looks so different. In October, September, October, it is amazingly green, as if it's one among the places in Switzerland or something like that. In the month of June and May, it's sort of relatively dry, but then the energy out there is very different with so many berries on the way. The good part is, one thing is a beautiful scenery of this place. The other important aspect is the way the teacher anchored the energy in 2003 for the welfare and presented to the world. This ashram is a place where future great Arhatic yogis and then magical healers will be created, and who will be serving in some way the planet Earth and the humanity. So Master's vision is to bring heaven on earth on planet Earth. And to get this vision physicalized, he made many things. And one of this is the greatest event called the Arhatic Yoga Ashram in Mulshi, Pune. I recommend that if you're Arhatic Yoga practitioners, at least once a year you should make a visit to this place, enjoy the beauty of this place, carry the goodies, the golden and diamond energies from this place, and then distribute to people of your place. Thank you in full faith. Namaste.
So we have been hearing a lot of testimonials from people who have benefited from being in the ashram. Like you told, just standing under the pyramid brings a lot of energy and a pillar of light. This can happen to anyone who comes to the ashram, or is it,
Yeah. Now this place is designed exclusively for Arhatic yogis, and not people from the masses. So people who have learned pranic healing can pay a visit. They can come here maybe on a full moon day. They can meditate and then they can go back. But they cannot stay and practice here. So this is uniquely designed for Arhatic yoga practitioners who practice a set of virtues, and then they have a certain unique lifestyle. And more of this is connected with helping and healing people who need help, maybe financial healing or psychological healing or relationship healing or healing physical ailments. Basically it is like that. So people here are trained to do certain things to help humanity. So people who are empowered, who have got into a certain kind of learning like this, they do definitely get benefited here.
So can you walk us through that plaza which is behind?
Yeah, sure. This is from the level 2 hall. We are moving into the level 3 ashram. We have to really thank the architects and the people who maintain this place. It looks lush green here. The lawn is so beautiful. And then up front there is the level 3 meditation hall or the pavilion. It has a golden dome, where under the golden dome, ideally when Master was there, he was the one to sit under and give lectures. We cannot see the pyramids which are 96 there. Each one are on top of this. Going into the hall, we could ideally see that actually. This is raining right now. You have to be here. This is really looking like a heaven on earth. This is so beautiful.
Since you are involved, you are also working alongside Master when the project of this ashram was happening. How much time and energy did Master spend in creating the space?
We were told that this ashram was created with the guidance and instruction from his teacher, Lord Mahagurji Meling. Master would say this place was chosen by his teacher, who gave him the instruction to have the ashram here. From the units that was made, from the units where people can come, stay and meditate, to the meditation pavilion, to every landmark places that are located in the ashram, was uniquely designed by Grandmaster, and specific energies of a kind is being put by the teacher in this place. His vision is for 150 years. So when the teacher was there, this ashram was initiated in 2003. It was opened up during 2003. And then Master left the body in 2007. But then his vision is for 150 years. So even though he knew he's not going to live for another 100 years in this place, he had only few years of time on earth when he initiated this ashram. His vision was to create heaven. In other words, the teacher left the body, not the place. His energy is anchored here, and it is doing magics and miracles. His teachings are documented, his videos and lectures are documented. His disciples were given specific instructions to follow at certain times of the year to come. Everything is documented. That literally the teacher is living and running this beautiful ashram. To me, I could see this at every piece that I see here. I see Master's energy. Every book, CDs that I have, he lives in that. He guides us, he helps us, he heals us. I see the teacher everywhere in this place, and everywhere in people who respect him in their heart, actually. The teacher is perfectly alive, and his vision is alive, and the vision is for sure concretizing.
I've heard you telling that after 2007, the kind of energy which got anchored in this place was magical. So can you just brief us about what happened after the Master's, when he left the physical body? How did this ashram get more energy, or how did the anchoring happen?
I have to tell you this because when the ashram was being constructed, when there were only 1 or 2 units at the time, Master actually designed it. Even in fact, for the units to be built, he was looking for even timeshare models where the Arhatic yogis can buy units and then come and stay and practice and literally use this place to meditate and grow, right? So that was his energy. Now, from that point onwards, I have seen, the kind of evolution the ashram has taken from a 1 unit space where people were brought in to tell these are the areas where units are going to be built. The meditation pavilions were not being made at the time, to right now what it is. There's a huge shift in the energy. To tell you about what happened after leaving, after Master Shavak actually left the body in 2007 and before, what was the ashram looking like? I have visited ashram on a regular basis, maybe 2 to 3 times in a year, and we are lucky to be one among the first foundations to bring the ashram week program for Arhatic yogis. We were only 7 people at the time, so we knew how it used to be and how it is right now. There's a big difference. The question is, what is the difference after he left the body? Now, before 2007, every time we come in, the place, they will try to maintain the lawns, the plants, the structures. They will still struggle. The energy, the plants will get dried up in the summer. It will look nice, but we know something can be better. But the plants maybe did not have enough water at the time. Maybe the resources were not enough to maintain it. I'm not sure what is the reason why it was like that. But then when 2007 March 19 happened, we saw, as the teacher left the body, major portion of his energy got anchored. I'm not saying the complete energy, the major portion of his energy still got anchored in this place, The evidence is that the plants from that year onwards, I have to touch my heart and say this, the roses and the plants that are there, I saw them live different life, as if a great being is feeding them on a day-to-day basis. I can show you pictures which I have before 2007, how during the May time, how the plants used to be, and now after 2007 onwards, and now especially in 2022, this place is magical. Hats off to all the people who contributed to designing, making it better, maintaining it, and then all this could show evidence of the teacher's energy being anchored in this place actually.
We've heard a lot of people say that they feel master's energy in the ashram, and when you come here, there's absence of any other thought, negativity, and all that. So, how important is it for any pranic healing practitioner to visit the ashram?
This place is so beautiful. It is among the huge mountains on one side. There's a very deep valley on the other side of the mountain. Right, you have the mountains here, and then there's a deep valley there, and across the valley is another huge mountain, like it's like a pyramid-shaped mountain there. And then this place is almost like isolated from the city and the neighborhood. Right, it's among the mountains in a very high place. So not very many people are here. The space is big, 100 acres and more. This keeps this place uniquely quiet from one point. Another point is the empowered energy of the teacher, which brings down certain qualities of energies. And with so much energies of the teacher and the great ones anchored here, the kind of beings that live, they live and use this place are also different. Now, Master's energy is anchored, and it is distributed to all those people who show love, gratitude to the school and the teachings. The more we have practitioners of Arhatic Yoga coming in with gratitude, they absorb the energy of the teacher, they radiate. What immediately happens to them is that through the crown, as the energy receives, the brain and nervous system gets energized and fed. It makes the mind go blank for a while. You hear a high pitch E sound in the center of the head. The meditation experiences are fantastic. The thought forms are literally not existing. Only when you create a thought, you see there is something happening here. The good news is that even your thoughts which are there with so much stillness, it can really get magnified and energized. So if you're coming with energy of evolving, developing, practicing, this is the place which can empower you like anything. Very different from the city. The same meditation when we meditate in Mumbai or Chennai, and then the same practice which we do here, I would say is about more than 500 to 1,000 times more powerful, and the experiences are amazing.
Thank you, sir. It was a very nice insight. Getting to know about the ashram itself was a very good thing. And sharing experiences of how the ashram was made is another thing which we cannot hear from a lot of people. We need people like you to express it so that we kind of know about what happened and how it was created and why it has been created and all that. Last thing to touch upon, you said it's for the future. So what kind of future are we talking about? So where are we leading towards?
Master's vision was to have a place of heaven on earth. Now, heaven is not a physical structure. Everybody knows this, right? If heaven has to descend on earth, every human soul has to be peaceful, right? In other words, transformation of the entire human masses, human souls throughout the world has to happen. So the programs designed by Master Shiva Coxey is determined to get this result. And the place that he has anchored here is to energize and empower these trained people. So, and the teacher lives through the teachings actually, right? So the 150 years that he is talking about is doable based on his great vision. If transformations of people happen, we don't need millions of people to transform humanity. Like we had Christ at one point of time, Krishna at one point of time. These people could create magical changes in the minds of humanity. So with the teachings and the empowered energy of the ashram, in few years time, if you can get people with some golden bodies who will touch the hearts of people throughout the world. In other words, these people, if they put the practice of what they have learned into actually helping and transforming people, making them become peaceful, war would not exist. When millions of people live in peace, the world will be a place where people live like physical angels on earth. So what they meant was that greediness, anger, and hatred would die, and then the place will become a place of healing and love by just pronouncing and touching, probably using hands and prayers to heal people. This would physicalize. Thoughts of people would physicalize, and such instance when people transform. So the whole Arhatic Yoga ashram and the Arhatic Yoga practice is actually designed like that by the teacher. This is what I try to understand from what I've learned so far.
We are talking about absence of war, which is amazing thought, and you're talking about a place which can create absence of war. So I think, is it not important for the decision makers and leaders to be here?
Very true. Very, very true. The future of the world, if world has to transform into a place of heaven, the decision makers and the world leaders will be the one to guide us into meditations and healings. Now, the concept of religion and trying not to practice religion right now is from the fear that people will get divided. But what divides people is religion. And what brings people together is the oneness in all religions, which is uniquely same, and spirituality is the best thing that brings it out. Pranic healing and Arhatic yoga is a unique system that makes people see the uniqueness in every religion. To see the inner side of each religion is almost the same. So instead of trying to divide people, it is trying to bring people together. Now, if you have to make a war, then you have to make weapons first and the design for the weapons first. If you are designing for weapons of mass destruction, you will definitely plan for war. Pranic healing is about bringing peace on mind first and then physicalizing. If peace is in the mind of people, of humanity, then what will be the nature of work? The nature of work will be healing. So if you are peaceful in the mind, you cannot think about war. You can only talk about healing and helping people, which would be the feature. And hands will be the organ of seeing, where sensing people's emotions and thoughts through the energies these thoughts and emotions radiate would be a key tool. And seeing this, people can help and heal. This would be the future of Arhatic yoga.
Well said, sir. This place looks amazing, and the rains, the weather is amazing. The place has been designed fantastically. The location of the pavilions, the way the nurturing sessions have been conducted, everyone has been appreciating it. Do you have a plan why and how these nurturing sessions have been structured in the ashram? What can someone expect being in the ashram, apart from the nature, apart from the energy? The nurturing sessions, can you brief us about what happens here during the stay?
Now, each foundation has a set of senior trainers and Arhatic yoga practitioners who practice the teachings of Master Choa, and then they try to put this into practical reality. Like if they have learned about meditation and healing, how do they put the effect of meditation and healing on improving relationship and helping people who are sick, or preventive healing for people, instead of just getting people into sickness and then treating them later. Pranic healing and Arhatic yoga talks about prevention methodology. So here, the nurturing sessions that are conducted are ideally to revive and refine the practices. Also, put those practices into applications in daily life. So I believe the trainers are actually coming in a big way to help internalize the teachings and then make it as a demonstration in the physical world. So what we see as an abstract science in terms of meditation and healing methodology is to be converted into action in the physical plane. So the nurturing section ideally is to make practitioners live a life of peace and love and practice healing and sweetness in practical life, and to help humanity which is needing help. So the nurturing sessions are ideally designed for this kind of purpose. This is what I believe.
People who have been in the ashram say that every time they visit the ashram and go back, they have a good news. They have miracles happen in life, and amazing news waiting for them when they go back from the ashram. Is there a connection? Because everyone seems to say that.
Very true. I can tell a lot of tales that has happened like that also from my personal experience. The science behind this would be when you're staying in a place which is empowered with energy, and you're practicing meditation and stillness predominantly, then your mind is very, very peaceful. Now, when your mind is peaceful for 4 5 days, your creations that are born out of energy of sweetness and joy can only be helpful. So, whatever you think and feel becomes a design. And when you go to the market, when you go to the city, when you perform the work, this design which is kept alive when you are peaceful, right, physicalizes there as an application. So maybe this should be the reason why people sometimes say, and when we visit the ashram, we practice here for a few times and we go back, we are able to produce better results in our daily life without having to change much of our activities there. Because what changes is a raw material, the raw material being the mental substance. So if they are peaceful here, and the design created out of peace cannot be to harm anyone, right? So this win-win situation which happens when they carry back becomes success probably. I'm just trying to understand it. It should be like that, I think.
So the last question, we know that we understand that this place is spiritually anchored by the master. He has created such a wonderful space. So much of investment has gone into his lifetime investment in terms of money, time, and effort. And creating this space must have been a huge task. And he has created this for every person. Probably in India, it's very accessible for people in India to visit the ashram. So we are all grateful. But how do we give back to the master for someone who has created such a wonderful space, and he has designed nurturing sessions, designed the space, created a physical place for all this to happen, to nurture human souls? How do we give back to the master? Is there a way we can give back at least?
At least we should think about giving back, because it's high time that we have been receiving all the time. Probably this is what I sense, because when we receive so much of love, healing, and spiritual knowledge and empowered energy from the teacher, our aura and chakras definitely become substantially bigger. Now, the product of this aura and chakras that are peaceful can create a lot of energy of sweetness and love to the physical world. Now, one of the things that we can do is that when we go back, live a life of joy in the family, create sweetness and joy in the family, and if many families and millions of families live in peace together, they contribute to the glory of the country, the government that serves them, right? These people who are so truthful, so loving and kind, when they become employees in the government, they bring about peace and order. They bring about transformation into every walk of life. All this would physicalize as giving back to humanity. Because Master's vision also would be, it's not enough that you learn and meditate, but you have to go back to do social events which are good. So Master would say, you should take social projects which will help and transform people. So I think the future Arhatic yogis will start doing it. This will be one of the best ways we as practitioners of Arhatic yoga will help every government and the countries where we live.
Thank you, sir. It was so nice talking to you. And Master's vision was to bring glory in our lives and to nurture human souls. Is itself is a very inspiring thing to know about. And someone who has worked for us, who has created a vision for us, is something which is amazing. And to hear it from you was an honor in itself. Thank you very much for sharing your time.
Thank you so much.
Atma Namaste.
To all the Arhatic yogis again, do visit frequently to the ashram. Namaste.
Namaste.